Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, it is so nice to be back with you. It has been, I'm a little embarrassed to say, but I think it's been maybe 4 or 5 weeks since I've been live in Radiant Living. I have and was just absolutely immersed with my Hello Joy 3, the third class. So exciting, the third group. I was so immersed with my Hello Joy group coaching course that I didn't pop in live to be with you. I was just having so much fun with them. But I'm also just so excited to be back with you because I am so excited to talk about what I have to share with you today. And so I guess I just want to start off by extending this invitation to you, which is, do you want to go on a magic carpet ride with me? Do you want to go on a magic carpet ride with me this December? Doesn't that sound like so much fun? This is going to be a journey that will transform you into that deliberate, conscious co-creator of all your heart desires, all your heart wishes for, and all that it absolutely yearns for. And I am titling it, well, for now, at least the beginnings of it, we'll see where it takes us, right? But I'm going to title it Dreamscape Journal December. So Dreamscape Journal December. Yes, and we are going to spend the whole month of December, the next 4 weeks at the very least, just inviting back in, welcoming back in, being curious about, investigating, getting excited about, and totally relishing in and reveling in our heart's deepest desires and dreams. So any of those desires and dreams that you have perhaps put on hold, maybe you put it on some high shelf somewhere, any dreams and desires that you have said, oh, I don't have time for that right now, I must pay attention to work, or any of those dreams or desires that you haven't paid attention to or invited back into your awareness or your consciousness because someone else has needed you, this is going to be the month where we just throw our arms around, open our arms just this wide. Look, you can't even see how wide they are on the screen, but they're so wide. We're going to open them so wide and we're going to welcome them all back in. We're going to honor ourselves that way. We're going to be self-respecting that way. And we're going to open our heart up and open our consciousness up to dreaming again and to desiring again. And it is going to be, friends, it is going to be easier than you might think because it is of your soul's inheritance and your very nature. Sometimes we forget this, but our very nature to manifest the delights of your heart with absolute ease and grace. Now, I say that, and then I can also hear, and I can almost hear your thinking mind, and I can hear my ego almost, and begin to almost cringe at the idea of creating and the idea of calling in the riches of life while so much of the world sits in pain and sits in unrest amidst a health crisis, a global health crisis. The ego is just going to hate and reject this idea of doing a dreamscape journal, of dreaming. It's going to insist that perhaps it's insensitive, perhaps it's even cruel to think of our joy and to think of our prosperity while others are suffering. It's going to stoke those fires of guilt. It's going to keep us small thinking. It's going to keep us small feeling. And as a result, it's going to keep us small living. But none of what that ego has to say is true. It's not, because the biggest truth of all, the largest truth of all, the most predominant truth of all is that your and that my abundance does not and does never deny another their abundance. And the ego is going to say, well, why? How do you know that? Right? How do you know that's true? Because it certainly seems like it's limited. But in reality, in the greatest reality, in the great reality, there exist unlimited treasure troves of this sense of and this experience of well-being and elation. And it's available to every single soul on the planet, even when it seems like it's not. And so the universe never sees your thriving, our thriving, as callous. No matter what is happening in the world, no matter what is happening around you. And why is that? Well, because from the spiritual perspective, the metaphysical perspective, the fact is, the more that you thrive, the more that we thrive, the more that one thrives, the more that we can help make the world a better place. It really becomes a win-win. When we're in that place of high vibration, we're in that place of dreaming unencumbered, yes, of throwing our arms wide open, of feeling those good, feel-good feelings of the possibility of our dreams. What we're contributing to at that point is the high vibration of the world. What we're contributing to at that point to our friends, to our family members, to the global consciousness is a sense of possibility, is a sense of hope, is a sense of abundance, is the experience of abundance, is the experience of prosperity. So it becomes a win-win, friends. When we decide to become selfish enough to care enough about how we feel, yes, that we once again open our heart and consciousness to our own dreams and desires. And I hope that you can begin to see that as true, because this is the time, yes, to open. So now that let me back up. So now that we are melting, yes, now that we're beginning to melt any sense of guilt, any sense of any feelings of being insensitive or greedy, let us now grant ourselves permission. Once again, grant ourselves this permission to dream and to dream big, to allow abundance, to allow for hope and to allow possibility and to allow clarity and to allow confidence to rain down upon us. And not just us, because we're going to reverberate that out. We're going to share that energy with the people that matter to us most. And to those that we don't even know but still matter to us. Yes, we're going to go out into the world and be those beacons, because the truth of the matter is that it's time to open up to the freedom of all that you can, all that you are, and all that you absolutely will be. Yes, so because there is no health, there is no financial, there is no work, there is no family, there is no body crisis that is bigger than the absolute brilliant and pure white light that you are. So let's make December the month that we intend, that we wake her up. Yes, that we wake her up, that we let her, you, dream for just the pure fun and exuberation of dreaming. Without the worry, without the concern, without the burden, the thinking burden of trying to figure out how to make it happen. How to make it happen. So as we go forth together, as friends, as family, as soul sisters through the month of December, as we just immerse ourselves in the Dreamscape journal, yes, let's give ourselves permission. This is going to be so fun. Let's give ourselves permission to put a pause on any practicality. Yes, let's put a pause on any practicality, because when we get too practical with the manifestation of our dreams and desires too soon, we absolutely kill the momentum. We kill that manifestation momentum. Yes, it's practicality too soon is almost like this gigantic bucket of cold ice water over the top of your dream and desires. It's just like wah wah, you know, it just like sucks the fun out of it. Yeah, and the ego and the thinking mind is going to say, but how are we going to make it happen? And how are we going to make it happen? And how are we going to make it happen? And I'm telling you right now, friends, I'm inviting you, friends, to just stick a pin in worrying about how you're going to make it happen, because I'm going to show you how to not make it happen, but to how to allow it, how to allow yourself to easily, joyfully receive the biggest and the smallest dreams and desires in your heart, because in reality there is no small dream. The ego likes to label it that way, but I'm saying the smallest and the biggest because you'll understand that, right? So let's just all agree from the onset with our Dreamscape journals, we are putting a pause on practicality. We are not even going to worry about how to make it happen. We are just going to revel in rediscovering all of our dreams. Yes? So that is, I think, perhaps the most poignant and significant reminder, step, tool to have in mind when you begin your Dreamscape journal, which is that we're not worrying about how to make it happen. We're totally putting a pause on practicality. It doesn't even matter right now how it's going to happen. All that matters right now, because the truth of the matter is, if we start thinking how are we going to make it happen, that's when we kill the dream. Right? That's when we just don't allow ourselves to dream that big. Yeah? And in many ways, so many of us aren't even aware of, well, what are my deepest dreams and desires? What are even the little small ones, right? That seem small but are actually significant. And what are the grand big ones? We don't even know. We're not even aware of what those are anymore, because at some point we tried to dream. We started dreaming. We started thinking about our desires. And it was immediately followed by, oh, but I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. And so we squash the dream. Yes, and we want to do the exact opposite of that. We want to plant this beautiful garden, the most gorgeous garden you've ever seen, and we're going to put the seeds of your dreams and your desires in the most fertile of soil that is not hampered down with the thoughts and the belief systems of how am I going to make it happen and it's not possible. Yes? Yes? So pause on practicality, the most important thing that you can remember. The next thing that I'd like to invite you to do is to go out. This is obviously going to be important. So this is like a vision board, but we're putting it into notebook form. I spoke about this idea in my Hello Joy 3 group class that just ended, and the ladies loved the idea of a Dreamscape journal for December, a December that's just full of dreaming. Yes, full of dreaming and desire tripping, so to speak. But what they loved, what they got most excited about, was not necessarily hanging up a vision board, but creating a Dreamscape journal. So it's like your vision board, but poured into a journal. Yeah, poured into a notebook. This is the one that I bought this past weekend because I wanted to show it to you. So it just has blank pages inside, and I picked something that I thought was pretty. It's pink. I like pink. I brought out my pink pillows today to show them to you. My husband's not home either, so I just put the pink up. So this is the journal I got. I'm going to come back live on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm going to be live in December in Radiant Living, talking about, dreaming about, discussing, answering questions, just reveling in our dreams on Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 a.m. and we're going to dream together. So your homework for Friday, your soul work, if you will, is to go out and find a journal that you're inspired by. It could be a Meads college-ruled notebook for all I care. Doesn't even matter. If you don't need it to have flowers, then you don't need it to have flowers. If you want it to have a beautiful design, then go to Barnes & Noble, go to a stationery store, hopefully it's still open. If not, just browse online and just find a journal that really inspires you, that feels magical. Yes, because remember, we're going on this magic carpet ride. Pausing practicality and just allowing ourselves to swim in the smooth and tranquil waters of reacquainting ourselves with our dreams. Bring your journal to class on Friday. Post your journal in the group. Take pictures. I so want to hear from you. I absolutely would love if you shared with me your pictures of your journals. Yeah, of you going and buying your journal, of your journal sitting on your bed, on your bedside, of wherever you want to take a picture. I would love to see the journal that you pick out for yourself. So please post in the group. I'm going to be responding to each and every post in Dreamscape December, Dreamscape Journal December. So this is the one I got for me. Your other homework is go get a bunch of magazines. Go pick out a bunch of beautiful magazines that truly inspire you and truly feel motivating. Don't just choose any old magazines that are sitting around in your house. I get tons of Carter's Kids magazines, and I'm probably not going to be pulling them out. Don't just use the ones that come to your front door if they're not ones that you have chosen via your heart space. Yes? So these got to be magazines that you're just feel so juicy and lit up by. My example, I'll show it to you. So I picked out 4. And this doesn't have to be just magazines. You can absolutely go to Pinterest. If you have a printer at home, you can print out pictures from Pinterest. If there's online, I like goop.com. So she always has lots of really interesting things on there. So maybe I'll go to goop.com and print some things out. I love travelandleisure.com. I love the Condé Nast travel. So maybe I'll see beautiful pictures on there and I'll print those out. So really wherever you can find photos that represent, that mirror the dreams and desires in your heart, go to that resource, go to that source, print out those pictures, tear out those pictures, and we're gonna start putting them in our Dreamscape journal, yes? So some of the ones that I picked out, because I do love these, I picked out Elle Decor, because I love decor. This is a fun magazine. My heart just lit up when I saw it on the rack. I've always loved Harper's Bazaar for fashion and for the stories. There's lots of other great fashion magazines out there, but I've just always really gravitated to Harper's Bazaar. So here we go. I got Harper's Bazaar. I love food and wine, and I love Christmas, and I love Christmas cookies. My family and I, on December 12th, a small group of us are having a cookie extravaganza. That's what my sister-in-law named it, a cookie extravaganza. And we're all gonna wear our Santa pajamas and make homemade Christmas cookies. So it's gonna be so fun. But this magazine really popped out at me because I love cooking, and I love food and wine, and I love Christmas. And then the last one that I picked out was this magazine called Real Simple. It's all gonna be backwards for you guys, but I'm sure you've seen it and you get the idea. Love this magazine. I love how they pare down and they help you make life really simple. I just love the aesthetic of this magazine too. They always have so many pretty colors and pictures. They have great product ideas in here. So I'm gonna flip through it and see just what lights my heart up. And I'm going to glue it, tape it, sticker it, whatever I need to do into my journal. And I am inviting you to do the very same thing. So every Tuesday and every Friday for the month of December, I'll be here live in Radiant Living, and we're gonna be talking about your Dreamscape journal. For the next week, for this week, all we're doing this week, we're not worrying about how to make it happen. In fact, we're never gonna worry about how to make our dreams happen. All that we're going to do right now for this week is we're gonna allow ourselves to dream again. We're going to give ourselves permission to dream again. And as we go through the month of December, I will show you, I'll demonstrate for you through talk, but also through my own personal examples of how to become that deliberate, conscious co-creator of all your heart wishes and yearns for. Really, we're not going to make anything happen. What is going to happen is you're going to learn how to become a master at allowing yourself, which is very different than making it happen. The energy is very different, at allowing yourself to welcome in and easily receive your deepest dreams and desires. It's going to be a really exciting end of the year, and what better way to start off 2021 than being absolutely clear about the dreams and desires you have in your heart for yourself. Yes? I'm so excited to be with you. Does anyone have any questions before I sign off? I know I've been doing quite a bit of chatting. I see so many ladies here, and I'm so excited to see you guys. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Megan. Hi, Anita, Estella, I'm so happy to see you here. Ellie, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, thanks so much, yes. Magic carpet ride, yep, so fun. All right, ladies, so I'm also gonna answer questions in the group. So if you don't have any questions that you wanna be asking right now, or any thoughts or any feelings that you wanna share, be sure to post those underneath this post in Radiant Living, and I'll be answering them for you. And I'm also going to be posting pictures of my journal, and I'll post pictures of my magazine too, so we can go back. Please show me your pictures. I'm so excited. Okay? All right, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be really fun and a really exciting December. Okay? Mwah! So much love to you. Biggest hugs. I'll see you on Friday. Bye.